All right, guys, welcome once again to Entrepreneurial 1 Cent, the show where we take that your little idea and make it into a very big business opportunity. And I still remain your host, Olakunle Adegbo, and as usual, like I said, we're going to be delving into the life of achievers, the lives of risk takers, visionaries, how they've been able to do it to get to where they are. We're going to be exploring their successes, their failures, their principles, and all of that. And I just want to use that to make you understand that you don't need a fortune to build one. So if you want to turn that your 1 cent into $1 billion, let's take a ride together. Now, the person sitting before us, if you're just turning into this channel for the first time or hearing me for the first time, you're actually going to be drinking from a fountain of a man who has a 3-decade experience in entrepreneurship in this Nigeria. I'm telling you, he cuts across all industries all over the world. He's global in nature. This is a man that his name is synonymous to success in several industries. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's my honor and privilege to introduce to you our guest on this episode in person of Engineer Felix Nnamdi Onachukwu. Sir, you're welcome once again.
Thank you, Mr. Ola, and no thanks to all those bogus, whatever description of myself. Well, I was wondering if you were talking about me or someone else. However, for the audience, you're all welcome to Entrepreneurship 1 Cent.
Thank you so much, sir. All right, guys, so before we go further, I want to actually share a secret with you. You know that we started talking about principles of entrepreneurship on how to become successful. Now, these principles are gotten from this book. Look at what it says. How I made my first $1 million, not naira. And you know the funniest thing? This is replicable by anybody. Now, he did this over like 20 years ago. So imagine me and you replicating that now. We are billionaires. So in case you've not had this, my friend, go and get one of yours. If you want a physical copy, just reach out to me. I'll get it across to you, but you can get it on Seller. You can get it on other online stores. Kobo as well. You can get it on Kobo and Amazon. So don't waste time. Don't sneeze. Don't let me say what I don't know. But don't sleep on this one. It is very vital. All right, sir. So today we're looking at the principle of hard work. From your book, I gathered that one of the principles that helped you to get to where you are today is hard work. But a lot of people have different definitions to hard work. I had somebody that said to me one day, "Secondly, stop working hard, work wise." And I'm like, bros, don't confuse me now. This is what we learned now. It was like, don't work hard, work wise. So I came up with that, but I don't want to say so much because I'm already sitting with a sage, and I want you to, open our minds up to what hard work means, and then hard work as is peculiar to entrepreneurship. What does it mean?
Well, whoever said to you to not to work hard but to work wise is correct. And some other people will say work smart.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But work hard. What do you mean by to work hard means you are consistent. You are not backing out. Even when the thing is kind of absorbing a lot from you, you close your eyes and consistently remain there. For you to be successful as an entrepreneur,
yes, sir,
I said to you, you must be a problem solver. Now, to be a problem solver means that you are giving service to humanity. That service means that you are solving the problem and you are serving them. So for you to expand it, it will require extra labor. And that's why we say you have to work hard.
Yes, sir.
When you are consistent, and we're missing these two words.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Working hard and being consistent.
I'm going to be using interchangeable.
Yeah, so many persons, they jump into one business, just dabble in and then jump out. Because they're afraid, oh, this looks so difficult, this looks so hard. Nothing comes easy. No free lunch in what? Free town. So for you to be there, you need to work hard. Something needs to keep you sleepless at night. That thing that keeps you sleepless at night is part of the working hard, whether it is your academic work. We see, when I changed from pharmacy to engineering, what the lecturer told me, say, look, here we have a course they call blood must flow. And I made up my mind that I would do that course. Blood must flow. And when I met one particular mathematics in my second year, blood was flowing inside the hall. It was not easy. So but I made up my mind and said, since I'm the one that chose to study engineering, I have to work hard to do what? To pass. See, Kule, I believe that I'm not smart. I believe that I'm just an average student. But the only thing I told myself, which I keep telling I was telling my daughter who is studying nursing now in her second year, I say, look, if the smart guys read once, read thrice. If they read for 1 hour, do 3 hours. Always tell yourself, I'm not too smart. And you see that you will consistently pass.
Yes,
you consistently do well.
Yes, sir.
So working extra is what people call working hard. You are not just doing it because, you know, let me tell you, when I studied, I read one book about one guy they call Platini, Michel Platini. He captained France at some point. This after training section, he goes back to train on how to do spot kick, the one they call free kick.
Yes,
and he must kick it for 500 times. Even when others are saying come out from the code, he will be there. At a point, he became a master. Someone like Beckham took after him, started training, and he became a master. Go and look at the training manual or training section of someone like C. Ronaldo. The world is sharing him. He works extra, not hard. He works smart, he works extra. So whatever you want to give in life, especially service, be ready to work extra. Be ready to work under pressure. See, young children of today or the young youth of the youth of today, they really want to grab it, but they don't know what it takes to grab it. It takes hard work and extra for you to be where you want to be and to consistently give that service. You see, anybody that comes to me and says, please, sir, support my business, I ask you, how long have you been in the business? You say, I've been there for like 6 months. I don't give you money. Before I will listen to you, I want to make sure that you've been in that business average of 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Yes, sir.
5 years is that's when I will begin to look at you. And I begin to ask you some of the things you've seen in that business, the pros and cons, some of the difficult things you met in that business. Do you understand? Now you are consistently doing that business. Check everywhere in the world. When I talk about consistency, you continue to put energy, you continue to put more energy. Coca-Cola is still remaining Coca-Cola. All these people that give service, they are making money out of service. Someone like Microsoft, Bill Gates, service. Elon Musk, service. All these people. And they are consistent. Nothing will kill you. Just work will never kill you. What will kill you is idleness. See, if you are very, active. I read the story of a butterfly. That when the larva is forming to become a butterfly,
yes, sir.
And if you help it to open that what they call it site, I don't know the name again. Is it the cocoon? I don't know what they call it in biology.
Sir. Yes.
So if you help it, it comes out. It's not going to flap away.
Yes, sir.
It's not going to fly. But it flies when it continues to consistently go through that metamorphosis. It takes hard work. It takes sweat. It is through that hard labor and work that it forms, and by the time the hold is opened up, the butterfly emerges, and everybody begins to admire it. It takes hard work, like you said, working wise, working smart, working hard, working extra. They are all the same thing in my own definition.
Yes, sir.
But psychologically, you might say don't work hard, because those that work hard, nobody works harder than the man who is pushing truck, because he's not working smart. But that's not the context. I'm looking at entrepreneurs now, saying I am going to work hard at this, and I'm going to be consistent. If you can't work me, I will continue to be there. So he wakes up in the morning. He wakes you up in the morning. You go to your business. You do this. You do that research work. You take more studies. Look, one of the days I will tell you, Allah, my children came to me when I was doing my MBA many years back, and 2 of my little kids came and they're watching me. It was a Saturday morning, and needed to meet a deadline submission. So I sat on my desk from 7 a.m. after prayers. By 7 p.m., I was still sitting there, I didn't eat anything. I was just, the children at a point, 2 of them now came in and said, Dad, we have a question for you. What are you doing with all these degrees? What are you doing with masters? What are you doing with this? I laughed at them and said, you people don't understand. One day you will know that I know what I'm chasing. I said, you don't need it again. You're already successful. I said, no, that I will not stop. That after this, I will do this. After this, I will do that. After this. And consistently, I don't want to stop. Until you lower me down the grave, I will continue to study.
Yes, sir.
So my doctor called me the other day. Now that you're about to go for your Bibles, your doctorate, what were you stopping? I said, no, that I've already designed to go into AI. That I want to take a course on AI. Because I'm looking at the business of 2050.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to be left out. So I'm going to study AI full. So it's about you making up your mind. That's what I want to do. So consistency and working hard, they are intended. That's what I was talking.
Guys, you heard that. I hope you picked a lot of things from that information, because I did. You know, when you're talking about working hard, like I said, somebody said, Kunle, don't work hard, work smart. You see, the concept of working hard that we young chaps know is that concept of, laborious, exerting physical energy, and then you have to, it's not like that.
No.
Because I'm sure that you understand that what he's trying to tell you is that be dynamic in everything you do. Just, if everybody's stopping at 5, decide to stop at 6.5 and maintain that consistently.
Yes.
That's the hard work that we're talking about. And so if you're going to be an entrepreneur, it's something that you must imbibe. It's part of those things that you must wear as a garment, so that you don't joke when you get to the real thing at the end of the day. All right, sir. So I hope you guys picked something out of that. I have a question for you, sir.
Right.
And this question is going to be the question that will wrap up this episode. And I want you to be very elaborate about that question. You know, a lot of people call themselves entrepreneurs, and yet they are not. Okay. Because when you go by what really makes an entrepreneur, they don't fall into that category. Yes. But because they have access to funds, possibly know how to come up with a particular idea, they consider themselves that. So, sir, having spent 3 decades in this industry, could you, in your own, give us a portrait of an entrepreneur? What an entrepreneur looks like. You are the only authority that can now talk now and tell us that if you have, I don't know if you've listened to all these pastors, they tell you that if you see these traces in your life, then it means that this is the angle that you are going. So if all these qualities are available in you, then this is what an entrepreneur looks like. So, sir, we want to know. At least for 30 years, you have been in this thing, so you can tell.
That's a hard question to ask, because things evolve.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to that ecosystem, it evolves every time.
Yes.
So you cannot really say this is the entrepreneur here.
But I fundamentally believe that, sir. That there is rudiment.
That's what I want to talk about now. I needed to build it up from the angle of don't take my definition to mean it all. I can only speak from the perspective I know.
Yes.
So an entrepreneur here is someone who is, like I keep saying, a problem solver, who is innovative, someone who is creative, someone who is a risk taker, ready to take risk, ready to put his neck on the line to achieve something. That person is an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone who sees things differently from the world as I've seen it. He sees this thing, he's looking at what can I do to enhance what this machine can do. As an entrepreneur, he is innovative. He thinks of what can I do to do this thing better? How can I do this thing so that it will fit most? So if you bring them in the fashion world, they are looking at fashion. How are we going to transform it to mean this? Anywhere you bring it, if you bring it in the tech world, the entrepreneur here is saying, what can I do that will improve what we have on ground? The camera you're using on ground, what can I do to enhance the speed and to do this? So these are entrepreneurs. They think, they come with a lot of innovation. They're not inventors per se, but they think like inventors, and they also think of how they can do it and do it better. If you have an entrepreneur, in your organization, which is called entrepreneur. Any place you give him or her, you will see creativity. You will see changes. How he manages people working under her, if he's a team leader. How he brings up, ideas that will help the company to reposition. If you bring people who are not entrepreneurs, who are managers, they will stick their stereotype. They will stick to what they know, or what they ask them to know, until all of them will fall into the dish. That's exactly what happened. Let me give you the world class scenario here. Is what happened between Nokia and Nokia in the likes of BlackBerry, and then Apple.
Apple, yes sir.
Yes, sir. Steve Jobs was great entrepreneur who sat back and looked into the future and brought innovation to the world of mobile phone. But Nokia felt that they were then controlling over 60% of the market, and they didn't do more. And when their CEO was crying, he said, "We did everything right, but in the end, I don't know how, but we failed." When I read it, he wept, he cried. He made me emotional that day because they did everything right, going by all the stipulations. But an entrepreneur is someone who looks at this and says, "Look, you see this Nokia so there will be a time people will not need this. People will need this.
Yes,
people
sir.
will need that.
Yes,
people
sir.
will need
Yes,
that."
sir.
And so that's how entrepreneurs, like what is happening in the banking industry. You see people who are coming with innovations, the fintech guys, they are there. Immediately fintech was coming, some other person is saying, "Look, I need to do something on cyber security because there will be cyber crimes, against all this." So entrepreneurs always come out with innovations and how to solve the problem of the whole world.
Yes, sir.
And once they are solving that problem, at the end of the day, it begins to give them what they need. Now, an entrepreneur might come into a society right now, even if he's a trader, and find out that, what is lacking, what people are buying, they're using, let me use toothpick, this stick. And he gets, can I get a dental floss? Because some doctors are telling them to stop using toothpick, that it's causing them issues. So he goes somewhere and he brings it at a cheaper price. He comes in, he brings out the price and then makes more money from it. So entrepreneurship is multifaceted, and I don't know how to define it as a whole. But with all these things I've told you, anytime you find yourself that when you sit down, something is running in your mind, you're an entrepreneur.
Yes, sir.
Waiting to be developed.
Yes, sir.
So what you do is to subject yourself to more learning.
Yes, sir.
Expose yourself to more learning.
Yes, sir.
Get people to mentor you. Don't share all your ideas, but get to someone who is working in line with your idea, and then see how to align with that individual and learn more. So an entrepreneur is someone like these guys who are taking this video. They are looking at what can we do more? What can we do more? So within this thing they are doing, an entrepreneur said, "I'm a videographer." Okay, I'll give you an illustration. I'll give you one example. Somebody was, yesterday night, a lady came to plait my wife's hair. And when she came, and I asked her, "Do you have savings?" He said, "No, all the money I'm making, I'm using it to help my siblings." I said, "You're wrong. You're wrong." What it means that any day you have problem, those your siblings will die. That what we do is that out of what you are using to help your siblings, help them to an extent, save some. And when you save, I will tell you what to do with it. He then says, "Sir, what will I do with it?" I said, "You plait hair, B." Now, people, you come to their homes, you recommend that they should go and buy maybe the attachment, so that when you come, you use all those accessories. I said, now that you make it, you should be selling all those accessories. You should even be selling comb. You come and say, "Madam, since I've been combing your hair, your comb is not good. Madam, the cream you use is not good. You can use this other cream. You can do this." You're buying all these accessories. So when you are coming to make Madam's hair, you are coming with the latest cream that will help her her hair be softer the next time. You are coming with accessories.
Yes,
that
sir.
will do. So that's your savings. You are not investing that your savings by buying all those materials. So you will be a whole one-stop shop. A one-stop shop for that thing you do.
Wow.
That's when you become an entrepreneur, not just an artisan or a skilled person.
Yes, sir.
So when you are coming, "Madam, this your hair is too hard though." In fact, when I asked Madam A, The other woman, her hair used to be soft. She told me that she uses so hair cream, and I have it. I'm selling it already. My other clients are buying it, and the person will buy it from you.
Yes, sir.
And then when you making money, are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
And the lady was like, "Oh, is that?" I said, "When you are doing it, you can now approach your microfinance and say, look, this is my turnover. I'm making this sales, I'm doing this and this. And this. You're making money. Within that thing you are doing, you're an entrepreneur."
Yes,
so that's exactly what we're looking at.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes, sir.
when you find yourself, you know, I guess I've defined the much I can.
Sir, you have done a great job. Honestly speaking, guys, are you listening to this? Because watch out for my encyclopedia on entrepreneurship, using what our sage is telling us here. So from what he said right now, I can find out that these are the building blocks or the foundation blocks of an entrepreneur. Number one, being innovative. Number two, being creative. Number three, you have to be a risk taker. You have to be somebody that is ready to venture into new terrains, see what it looks like, and then see a way to carve a niche for yourself there. You have to have this problem-solving mind, not the problem, how do I put it, magnifying mind, that you just see a problem and say, there's no way around it, you are going to be in trouble. You have to be somebody that looks for a way to solve problems. You have to be dynamic in your reasoning. And lastly, you must learn diversification. You cannot be on the same race with everybody. You cannot be looking at things the same way everybody's looking at it. So I believe that with what we've heard today, you must have learned one or two things that will help you to scale up your business. All right, so at this juncture, I want to say a big thank you to you, sir, for your time, for making our time to come and allow us drink out of your fountain. So at this juncture, we're going to be wrapping up. I still remain your host, Olakunle Adegbo, and we're still going to be having more time with our guests. And don't forget, go and get your How I Make My $1 Million book. I have mine. Go get yours. I'll see you next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.
BMI Finishing School.